Good morning, all of you. Today I am going to explain about the software development life cycle. It's a very easy topic in software engineering. What is software development life cycle? A software development life cycle, also termed as a model, is a pictorial and a diagrammatic representation of the software life cycle. A life cycle model represents all the methods required to make a software product transist through its life cycle stages. Some stages are involved in the software development life cycle, and which model is to be followed, it is to be decided by the software development life cycle, that is nothing but SDLC. Coming to the next slide. Here then an architect meeting a client, the software architect meeting a client regarding the project details. While you looking at the picture, that means while you meeting the client, you must know the clear information regarding the project details, what the client the needed, the requirements of the client, and the designing requirements, development requirement, testing requirement, and maintenance. Each and everything must be clear about that. The point here in the slide is, without using an exact life cycle model, the development of software product would not be in a systematic and disciplined manner. Without proper life cycle, we cannot design the project in a proper manner. Okay. Next, coming to the slide, these are all the team members sitting in one room discussing about the project. The team members involved in the testing team, development and testers, and the maintenance and deployment team. Each and every member is involved in this project. When a team is developing a software product, that is nothing but in any application. Example, SBI application, State Bank of India. We are using the transactions, debiting some money and crediting some money transactions. There must be a clear understanding among team representative about when and what to do. That means the team having a clear idea regarding the project. And here also having a one good slide. Excellent members are sitting regarding the project discussion. It is possible that one representative might start writing the code for his part, and another might choose to prepare the test documents first, and some other engineer might begin with the design phase of the roles assigned to him. This would be one of the perfect methods for the project failure. That means without getting a project failure, we have to decide how many members are required for the to do the project. That means you have to split the designing team and development team and deployment team and maintenance team to do the project in a proper manner. Coming to the next slide, these are the phases involved in the software development life cycle. Software development life cycle represents the process of development software. SDLC framework includes the following steps. And what are the steps are there? Requirement analysis, defining, designing, coding, testing, deployment, and maintenance. These are the phases involved in the SDLC life cycle, software development life cycle. Coming to the next slide, here the three members are sitting and listening the project manager thoughts regarding project, about the planning of the project, about the risk management of the project. Okay. Planning for the quality assurance requirement and identification of the risk associated with the projects is also done at this stage. Without a proper plan, here the planning means getting into frequently conducting some meetings regarding project, about which slide is to be, which page is to be which page is to be designed, is the page is okay for the client or not. The type of discussions are going on in the coding part and functionality part, and the deployment. Each and everything is to be discussed in the meeting with the help of project manager and who are involved in the project. That means designer, tester, and maintenance, deployment. Each and every team member is sitting into the project. For example, a client wants to have an application which concerns many transactions. That is, I am telling that previous example, SB application. In this method, the requirement has to be precise, like what kind of operations will be done, how it will be done, in which currency it will be done, etc. Suppose SB application is maintaining in abroad also, in meanwhile in the India, not only India, the SB application is work throughout the world. That means while you transaction the money through US dollars to rupee, that means currency is to be changed. Having some rough cash, that means liquid cash, we have to do the transactions like Western Money Union transactions to change the dollar into rupee. In meanwhile, that type of API is to be included to change the currency. That type of requirements are needed by the client. Once the requirement is understood, the software requirement specification document is created. The developer should thoroughly follow the document and also should be reviewed by the customer for further reference. If the functionality of the transaction of the deposition or crediting the money or depositing some money is they working properly or not, the customer is checking. Okay. Coming to the next slide. In this slide also we are defining the requirements. While you defining the requirements, also having the conducting some meetings of the regarding some project going on. Once the requirement analysis is done, the next stage is to certainly represent and document the software requirement and get them accepted from the project stakeholders. Project stakeholders means nothing but a client only. This is accomplished through SRS, means a software requirement specifications document, which contains all the product requirements to be constructed and developed during the project life cycle. Nothing but while doing the project, you have to define the requirements as per the customer, as per the client side. This is the next slide, designing the software. The next phase is about to bring down all the knowledge of requirement analysis and design of the software project. This phase is the product of the last two, like inputs from the customer and requirement gathering. What are the requirement of the inputs from the customer? Well, depositing some money means must know the account number, account holder name, and the date and time of deposition. In the same way, withdraw also. Account holder name, account number, date and time of withdraw. And coming to the next slide, developing the project. In this phase of software development life cycle, the actual development begins and the programming is built. The implementation of design begins concerning the writing the code. Without writing the code, you can't do the application. Developers have to follow the coding guidelines described by their management and programming tools like compilers, interpreters, debuggers, etc. are used to develop and implement the code. Here, while you looking at some image, HTML, CSS file, Magenta, and some other tools to develop the project as per the client requirements. The client can ask, please do the project for the using the code Java only, because it is the most secure language for the application. And coming to the next slide, after the code is generated, it is tested against the requirements to make sure that the product are solving the needs addressed and gathered during the requirement stage. During this stage, unit testing and integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing are done. After completing the application, whether the login page is working or not, booking page is working or not, cancellation page is working or not. In the same way, while you withdrawing some money the functionality is working properly or not. While you depositing some money, the functionality is working properly or not. Each and everything of the text box or button, everything is to be tested by the testing team. This type of testing, different type of test cases are to be taken down: unit testing and integration testing, system testing, and acceptance testing. The type of testings are done by the testing team. The man is sitting for the testing the application. That is the image I kept there. Okay. For the next slide, development. The man showing some finger to the, that means two mans are arguments. That means nothing but the client is arguing with the project manager. Still having some errors or bugs are there. That's why, this type of insult not to be repeated to the project manager, because we have to fulfill all the client requirements without any bugs and errors in the application. Once the software is certified and no bugs or errors are stated, then it is deployed. Then based on the assessment, the software may be released as it is or with suggested enhancement in the object segment. After the software is deployed, then its maintenance begins. After the deployment, the maintenance starts. Here the next slide, the maintenance. The project completion is to be done, because the two members of the project team are enjoying a lot. That is the image I kept there. And when the client starts using the developed systems, then the real issues come up and requirements to be solved from time to time. This procedure where the care is taken for the development product is known as maintenance. The last phase is the maintenance. Nothing but the complete project is to be done. The 70% positive report from the customer side. That means the version 2 also is to be released as per the client requirement. If the first version is succeeded, and the team members are all doing some happy festival like Saturday and Sunday weekends. And this is the topic I explained today. And please subscribe my channel, Jai Sri Ram Education channel. And thank you all of you.